Have you ever considered why pain and anger exist? How do these emotions affect us, and more importantly, how do we respond to them? Pain, a distressing feeling often caused by intense or damaging stimuli, is a universal human experience. It could be physical, like a scalding burn or a throbbing headache, or emotional, like the heartache of losing a loved one. Anger, on the other hand, is a strong feeling of displeasure, usually in response to a perceived wrongdoing. It could be as mundane as a frustrating traffic jam or as significant as a deep-rooted injustice. These emotions, though uncomfortable, are a part of our human tapestry, woven into our everyday lives. From the moment we scrape a knee in childhood to the deep-seated resentments we may harbor as adults, pain and anger are constant companions. Yet our response to these emotions can either lead to growth or destruction. Imagine a storm, unrelenting and fierce. This is what succumbing to pain and anger can feel like. Picture a once vibrant flower, now wilted and lifeless, starved of the light it needs to thrive. That's us when we allow our pain and anger to consume us. We wither, we shrink, we lose our vibrancy. Just like the flower, we too need nourishment, we need understanding, we need love. Consider the story of Jane, a woman whose heartbreak led her to retreat from the world. She allowed her pain to define her, becoming a shadow of her former self. Her story echoes the experiences of countless others who've let their emotions dictate their lives. Or think of John, whose anger led him down a path of destruction, causing harm not just to himself but to those around him. Succumbing to our emotions can lead us into a vicious cycle of negativity and despair. Now imagine the calm after the storm. This symbolizes what learning from pain and anger can lead to. Just as a phoenix rises from the ashes, we too can use our pain and anger to fuel positive change in our lives. Consider the stories of countless individuals who've turned their personal tragedies into missions of hope. They've harnessed the energy of their pain and anger, using it as a catalyst for growth and transformation. Take the story of a woman who used her experience of loss to create a support network for others dealing with grief. Or the story of a man who, after years of battling addiction, now dedicates his life to helping others find their way to recovery. In these stories, we see the power of choosing to learn from our pain and anger. So remember, every emotion, no matter how painful, carries within it a seed of growth. Learning from our emotions can lead us on a path of growth and self-improvement. Our emotions might be involuntary, but our response to them isn't. We have the power to choose how we deal with pain and anger. Every day we find ourselves at a crossroads, and the path we choose can determine our destiny. It's like rolling the dice or watching a pendulum swing. There's a sense of uncertainty, but also an immense potential for growth. Imagine being able to channel your pain into creativity, transforming raw emotion into a beautiful piece of art or a compelling story, or using anger as a catalyst for change, turning it into a drive that fuels your pursuit of justice and equality. But how can we make these positive choices? It starts with acknowledging our emotions, giving ourselves the space to feel without judgment. From there, we can seek help through therapy, counseling, or support groups. We can practice mindfulness, meditation, and other self-care activities. By choosing to respond positively, we can transform our pain and anger into forces for good. So, how will you choose to respond to your pain and anger? As we've journeyed through this exploration, we've seen that these emotions, while universal, can lead us down very different paths. Some of us may succumb, wilting like a plant without water, allowing the hurt to stifle our growth and potential. Yet, in the heart of adversity, there's an opportunity. Just as a phoenix rises from the ashes, we can learn from pain and anger, turning personal tragedy into a mission or transforming our experiences into a force for positive change. But we also saw the darker path, where pain and anger can provoke negative reactions, causing harm to ourselves or others. Each day, we stand at crossroads. The power to choose how we respond to pain and anger lies within us. Remember, it's not the emotions that define us, but how we choose to respond to them.